Welcome back. In the previous lecture, we have seen how to use group by. In continuation of that lecture, we are going to see some more examples using some specific functions that is available with the group by class in SQL Server. First, we are going to see the queue function. What does queue function generates for us? So queue function in SQL Server produces the result sets by generating all combination of columns in a group by class. So the syntax is group by, then you put a queue, and then you say that what are the column combinations. It produces the result sets. So in this example that we have been using from the previous lecture, I have this table. Now when I say cube of, and I'm saying the gender, and also I'm saying city. So I want to get the output for gender and city for Q. What it does is it produces all combinations. So what are the combinations? So gender, city together, there are 4 rows and it will be inserted. Yes, it does aggregation here. There is no unique combination. So you will get that 4 rows here and you get the 4 rows there. So gender, city both together. And because Bangalore male and Bangalore female, Chennai male and Chennai female is just unique, so you don't do any aggregation around it for this, at least this data set. At least if you have Bangalore male another row, then you would have aggregated it. But if you have only 4 rows here, it will come the 4 rows here. So you don't do any aggregation around it because of the way the combination we have put it, the granularity of the data. Now, what are the other combinations we can do? Then we keep it only gender and city as null. So that is one combination. So male and female, you don't worry about city, you aggregate it. So male, if you sum it up with 9,000 and female, if you sum it up, it's also 9,000. So you do this male and female separately without city combination. What is another combination we can bring in here is city without gender. So Bangalore, Chennai, Bangalore has 7,000 as the average salary or the sum of salary, Chennai has 11,000. You do the city as well and you do the grand total. So the grand total is summation of this, all this is 18,000. So what it does is you're just doing a cube of combinations. You give 2 columns, basically city and gender. It does generate all combination of columns. So you don't give anything specifically directing SQL Server to do anything. You just group by all combinations along with the grand total. It will produce the result set. We'll do another function called rollup. Again, rollup looks very similar to the queue. If you see the output, it looks similar, but there's a slight difference there. And what is the difference? So when you do a roll up of city and gender, what it does is it does some combination. It's an hierarchical fashion. First, it does for city gender, so you get 4 rows for it, city gender, so you don't have any further rows to aggregate it. So you get 4 rows for it. Then, once the city gender combination is done, it removes gender and does city. So only you get Bangalore, Chennai, and then you get the grand total, so which is 18,000. What is missing here is gender combination with CTS now. Why is it so? So in rollup, what it does is, okay, now I have 3 columns given, city, gender, and name. Then it does combination for city, gender, and name. Then it removes name, then it does for city, gender. Then it removes gender and that does for city and does the grand total. So it doesn't bother all combinations. It does it in a hierarchical fashion. So when you're giving 2 columns, city, gender, so first it does it for city, gender aggregation, and then it removes gender because hierarchy wise it just removes 1 column and sees only 1 column present. It does the combination and gets the grand total. You don't get a subtotal of gender with city as none. So that is the basic difference. So see, roll up cube can do it for every combination, where roll up can do it in a hierarchical fashion. Get into some examples around it. I'm going to use the same table which I created in the previous lecture, so which is going to be the employees table. We have the same data. So what we are going to do is previously we done with group by only. Now we are going to say I'm using group by. Now syntax is very simple. Just we are going to say adding a cube. What is the combination of columns you want to do it? So let's run this query. So select city, gender, sum of salary as salary total from employees. I'm doing a group by and then having a queue function and giving the list of columns. Execute this query. You see that you get the 11 output. So if we have seen in the PPT, we are getting all the combinations for this queue. Now let's do for rollup. So the change here is from this query in this query is you replace cube with the rollup. So you don't do any other changes. So you execute this query you are going to get 9 combinations where if you executed with cube, you got 11. So the one combination is removed is gender with city as null values. So you can confirm it by using an except. So it gives the rows which is not present in this query and which is present in this query. So let's execute it. You see that gender was generated with the city as null in the cube combination, which was not present in the roll-up combination. Let's look into one more option available for us, which is nothing but grouped sets. Grouped sets looks very similar to the output, but you have more control on generating the output. For example, cube and roll up, you give the list of columns, you don't have any control, so it does automatic combinations and comes out of the result set. But for group sets, you can provide your own combination. I want this combination to be outputted. So let's look into this example. So let's straight away look into this query. I'm using the same select statement. There's no change in the select. I'm doing the sum of salary, city, gender from employees table. I'm doing a group by. Now, rather than using cube or roll up, I'm using grouping sets here. That is a syntax for grouping sets. Then I'm giving the combination. I'm saying that, hey, I want city gender combination. I want a city combination. I want a gender combination. I want the grand total. So when you put open brace and close brace, it is for grand total. So if you don't want a grand total, you can remove this. If you don't want the combination of city, you can remove this. If you don't want a combination of gender, you can do it. The thing here is to get clarification here is you can control the output, how it is being generated, where cube and roll up will not able to control it. It just does the own combination. That's the difference. So this output, whatever we generate is for all combinations. We have given this query. It is similar to the cube output what we got, but you can play around with the output by either removing, add a few more combination, however combinations you wanted. So let's look into this example. Again, the syntax is very simple. I'm removing the roll-up. I'm saying that grouping sets, and I open up with one bracket, and then I say the combination city, gender, city, and I want gender. I want a grand total. Let me execute it. You see here we're getting 11 rows as similar to the cube. So let's say I don't want a combination of gender. I want only city and grand total. So you can execute this one now. Now you're getting 9 rows as roll up, so which we got the output. Now I don't want a grand output, grand total output. So I'm just removing this, I'm taking out this, I'm putting a select on it. You could see that grand total is removed. So you can control the output using the grouping sets, and cube and roll up will be used to generate the combinations as we have discussed it.